Good morning to you guys and welcome back to my channel today for another weekly meal prep video. So if you're new to my channel, my name's Olivia. I'm a type 1 diabetic and have been so for over 20 years now. In those 20 years, I've done my best to make living with diabetes more enjoyable and sustainable long term. And one of the ways that I have found that it works best is by meal prepping. So that way during the week when I'm chasing my 3 little ones around, I have meals I can easily pop into my microwave and enjoy that are diabetic friendly and delicious. So this week, what I'm gonna be making with you guys is a Korean sticky fried chicken with rice. And I'm also going to be making a delicious low carb cheeseburger bacon casserole, which is super delicious and the opportunity if you choose to add carbs. So let me get into my kitchen, let's get cooking. And before we get into it, please do me a favor and give this video a big thumbs up. And let's get cooking, guys. First up today, we have a delicious low-carb, diabetic-friendly bacon cheeseburger casserole. So to get started, all you're gonna need is a pound of lean ground beef, which I have right here, and you're going to cook that on the stove with a packet of au jus seasoning mix. If you guys have not caught on, one way I love to season ground beef is with au jus seasoning packets. Now, you can go to the store and buy any brand you'd like, but if you're gonna buy any brand, I personally recommend the Great Value brand because it's like half the price as McCormick and all the other ones. It's less than $1 per pack. So I put a pound of this into my pan, I cook it through, and then right before it's all finished, I toss in this whole packet of seasoning, mix it around, and it gives such a good authentic cheeseburger flavor to the beef. So to get started, that's what I'm gonna do. As a side note, this meal today has 550 calories per serving. I am going to be making it carb friendly. I'm going to be adding potatoes to my meal just to make it a little bit more hearty. But by all means, you can avoid the potatoes and it can be almost a keto meal if I'm being completely honest. But I will be adding the potatoes today. I'll show you what I do with that. This is a great, fantastic meal. You will want to have your oven preheated to 350 degrees. So I'm going to preheat my oven right now while I'm cooking the ground beef, and then I'll come back in with you guys and show you how I put this casserole all together. So while my ground beef is cooking on the stove, I'm gonna be proactive and try to get my potatoes done right now. What I had purchased for this meal today are the Little Potato Company mini potatoes. I just love them. I love the flavor of them. I love the texture and the creaminess. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm just gonna take each little potato and I'm going to quarter it into 4 little quarters like so. And I'm going to air fry these in my air fryer for about 15-20 minutes in a 400-degree air fryer. Like I told you guys, in the last scene, that you can absolutely avoid these potatoes if you'd like to make it extremely low carb or even keto. But the reason I am putting potatoes in mine is because in this stage of my life, I have found that sometimes eating carbs is the best way to go, despite it not being very diabetic friendly all the time. So I am breastfeeding. I have a 5-month-old daughter. So when you're breastfeeding, it's kind of necessary to eat some carbs. So when I add carbs in this way, where I feel like it's a healthier carb, I'm eating a whole food, I don't feel so guilty about it. But by all means, if you want to skip the step, you absolutely can. You can even put this over pasta if you'd like, sweet potatoes. But I'm going to do the mini creamer potatoes today and just chop them up. And it's almost like adding French fries to it. Another thing I was considering about doing with this recipe is doing tater tots instead of these potatoes. But I figured since I had these on hand, I might as well chop them up and use these. So what I'm gonna do with the potatoes, now that I have about 4 portions quartered into my bowl, I'm going to put a splash of vegetable oil and I'm gonna season them. Now you can absolutely season these potatoes any way that you choose, but what I like to season mine with is all-purpose seasoning, all-purpose salt. You can use the Lawry's brand, or this is the Martin's brand that I like a lot too. That kind of substitute for salt, but it has some extra seasonings in there to make it have some extra flavor. I'm also going to be using some onion powder and some garlic powder. And I'm just going to toss this into my air fryer for about 20 minutes and then let it cook. And it will be nice and crispy, almost like homemade French fries or homemade potato wedges. And delicious. Here we get going. Here's my ground beef all cooked up and ready to go. And here I have my casserole pan. As you can see, it's very well loved. It has been around the block quite a few times, but it still works just fine. So I will be using this today. So I'm gonna toss my pound of seasoned ground beef right at the bottom of this casserole dish. Put that aside. There we go, make sure it's all at the bottom. And then now next what I'm going to add is a special sauce to put on top of this. And this is also going to kind of bind this casserole together. So the ingredients you will need for this is 1 egg. Put it in my little pan. 1 egg that will bind it together. You're going to be using half a cup of light mayo. There we go. And you're going to be using 1/4 cup of ketchup. And then after this, all you're going to add are some seasonings. So you can add whatever seasonings that you like in it, but what I would recommend doing is salt and pepper, obviously, and then Cajun seasoning. It just does a very nice job. Some salt, some pepper, and Cajun seasoning. I would say about half a teaspoon, but you know, put in it what you'd like, because seasonings, in my opinion, are very per person. And stir this one up until it's a nice creamy sauce. And like I said, the egg adds a little protein, but it also does a great job at helping that ground beef bind together, so it's not just a huge mess when you're all done cooking it. Okay. Move the knife out of the way. And here we are. I'm just going to add this right on top and then evenly distribute the sauce all over the casserole. If you are into pickles, you can add pickles to this as well. If you like, I'm not the biggest pickle fan, if I'm being completely honest. Despite going years on keto, you would think I was a big pickle person, because I know pickles are very big in the keto world. I am not a big pickle fan, so I am omitting that from my recipe today, but by all means, if you want to add that to yours, feel free. Next, I made things super simple today, and I'm just going to put crumbled bacon right on top. If you want to crumble your own bacon and you want to bake it in your oven, by all means, you can do that. But I'm all about convenience because I have 3 kids now, so I do not have time to bake bacon. Not, I do, but you know, it's convenient. Anyway, I digress. I'm just going to put about a cup of crumbled bacon right on top because this is a bacon cheeseburger casserole, so you cannot go light with the bacon. Okay? And then the last thing you're gonna add to this today is cheese. And I'm just gonna use a Mexican cheese because that is what I had in my fridge. So I'm gonna bake this in my oven in a 350-degree oven for about 30 minutes. So as you can see, this is an extremely keto-friendly, low-carb recipe. But like, as you saw, I put the carbs on the side. There are the potatoes. So you can do whatever you would like. If you want to keep this low carb, you can. There's so many different things you could serve this with instead of potatoes. The options are endless here. So let me put this in my oven for about 30 minutes, and then I will show you what it looks like when she's all finished. So here are my potatoes out of my air fryer. I'm going to evenly distribute them into meal prep containers. These meal prep containers I know are not the most economical, but they work for me right now at this stage of my life. And I'm going to divide them into 4 portions. I purchased these meal prep containers at Sam's Club if you are looking for something like this for yourself. It's just very easy and convenient because you can just toss them. They're microwave safe, freezer safe, and I can just toss them in the trash when I'm all done with them, and it keeps my life nice and simple. So the potatoes are divided. Next, I have my casserole, which I'm going to show you how pretty she looks. Here we have it. She's all done. She is melty, she's cheesy, she smells just like a bacon cheeseburger would. And I'm going to divide this into 4 different sections. Super simple. And I'm going to lift her on up, just like so, and put her on top of those potatoes. Look at that. That looks so good. It does not look like a diet meal, like a low-calorie diet meal. 550 calories, in my opinion, is a very low amount of calories for this kind of meal. When you're eating a bacon cheeseburger casserole. And those calories are included with the potatoes. So if you end up making the potatoes and you're counting your macros, keep that in mind. 550 calories for everything. So I feel like this is a winner cheeseburger dinner. So enjoy. The next recipe I'm making with you guys today is a newer one to me, but it is so delicious. Once I made it, I just couldn't stop eating it. It creates the most delicious sauce you could ever imagine. And leading up to it, what I'm making with you guys is a sticky Korean fried chicken with rice. So for the rice combination, I am just microwaving a bag of cauliflower rice and I'm a bag of whole grain brown rice. I'm mixing them together to make it lower carb for myself, and I'm gonna combine them and put them on the side with these meals. So to get started, I'm taking 2 large chicken breasts and I'm chopping them up into little cubes. This recipe will be done on my stovetop. It will not be done in the oven. So keep that in mind. And you're gonna wanna put them into little cubes, but also very similar in size. So that way you know that they will cook evenly. I'm not sure if you guys can hear my little baby in the background doing her little baby sounds. I am so obsessed with her right now. Nothing to do with diabetes, but I'm a baby person. I really enjoy the baby stage. So I'm just over the moon happy right now with her being at that cute baby age. Yeah, there she goes. Toddlers, on the other hand, I have 2 of those. They are just as precious and I love them just as much, but they give me a run for my money. And that's kind of why I really prioritize doing the meal preps, because right now they both can talk. They both think they know everything. And it's very challenging because they constantly throughout the day are always asking me for something. So it's hard to prioritize me and my diabetes when I'm constantly grabbing milk or water or a snack or making something different. And I digress, it's just a lot. So this meal prep really just helps me out. So now to this cube chicken, I'm going to season it. And I'm going to season it with 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. And I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of salt. Here we are, my salt. Go. 1.5 teaspoons of black pepper. And then 2 of paprika. For this, I use regular old paprika. I do not use the smoked. There we go. And then now you're going to want to put in 1/4 cup of corn flour. So you can omit this step if you choose to. I am not, because I like how crispy it helps make the chicken. This is kind of what makes the chicken so crispy. And I think it really helps, but by all means, you probably could use regular old all-purpose flour as well. But the texture the corn flour brings to it is just phenomenal. So I'm going to stir this up and make sure everything is evenly coated. And I'm going to cook this chicken until it's all cooked through on my stovetop for about 8 to 10 minutes. So once it's all finished, I will show you what I then do to create the most delicious Korean sauce. It is delicious and you definitely do not want to miss it. And as a side note, what I put in my pan to get it nice hot and good for frying chicken is a dab of canola oil and a dab of butter. So that is what I personally recommend. So let me get to frying. I know it has nothing to do with meal prep, but I just had to show you. I had to introduce you to, this is Cora. And she is just about 5 months old, and she is just a picture of perfection. Like I said, I love the baby stage. And she's just so interactive right now and so sweet and so cute. And she wanted to say hi. You say hello? You say hi, give him a smile. You just staring. But anyway, I had to show you and introduce you to my family's newest addition. My chicken is just about all finished. So as a side note, when the chicken is all done, I'm going to remove it from the pan and add my sauce in. I'm gonna let it thicken up, add that chicken back in, and then we are good to go. So to make the sauce, we are going to need 50 mLs of soy sauce. You can use light or regular. And I am going to be a good girl and use my food scale so that way I don't mess anything up with this recipe. So 50 mLs of soy sauce And then 50 mLs of water. There we go. And then next, I'm going to add in Gochujang Paste, which I could be butchering that, so I apologize if I am. And what you could do if you cannot find this, I found this at Walmart. It is by the brand O Food. If you cannot find this, you can use tomato paste with a squeeze of sriracha. Very similar. It's basically a Korean chili paste. It's very delicious. And you're going to add in 40 grams of this paste to your recipe. Almost there. And it actually was not as expensive as I thought when I saw this recipe. So I was happy about that too. There we go. Into the sauce you're going to add, in addition to the gochujang paste, water, and soy sauce, is honey. And you're going to add in 25 grams of honey. There we go. So after this is all combined and good to go, I'm just going to toss it in my pan, which is ready to go, without the chicken in it. As I said, remove the chicken. I'm going to let the sauce thicken up a bit, add the chicken back to it, let it cook for another minute or two, and we are good to go. Now I'm ready to assemble my Korean sticky fried chicken bowls. So to get started, I am going to make my rice mixture. Now I microwaved this on 5 minutes. I did it the lazy way. This is just rice cauliflower, great value brand. You can use whatever brand best suits you. And I am combining that with 1 packet of ready rice. This is the brown jasmine rice I'm using today. And I'm gonna mix that up. And that seems like a little weird thing to do, is to mix cauliflower rice with regular rice, but as a little diabetic hack or low carb hack, when you add a little bit of rice to cauliflower rice, it messes with your mind. It makes you feel like you're eating a whole plate of regular rice. It just helps. So I'm going to divide this into all 4 of my meal prep bowls. Like so. I apologize, I'm blocking your view. We are almost there. And I'm just putting that on half of the bowl. And then the other half of the bowl, I'm going to put the sticky rice. By all means, if you want to add veggies to this, you can. I am just going to do the rice and the chicken because the cauliflower rice is kind of serving as my veggie here. So here we have it all finished up. Look how saucy and delicious that looks. And I promise you, it smells even better than it looks. It is so good. And it's a perfect balance of spicy and sweet because of that honey with the gochujang paste. And honestly, I should have, asked ChatGPT of how to say that because I'm positive I'm butchering it. But the flavor profile on this is just fantastic. So I'm going to evenly just divide all the chicken here to my 4 meal prep containers. And then I'm going to drizzle the last bit of sauce I have left at the bottom on all the bowls. Yum. Really, it is what the sauce, it's the sauce that makes this dish, in my opinion. So when I go to eat this, if you guys care to know, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to mix this entire thing up so the rice gets coated in that sauce and is absolutely delicious. And for 450 calories, I'm just super excited and super happy with this meal. Thank you guys so much for coming along with me today on my meal prep journey. I hope you guys got some great inspiration and great ideas from my kitchen to your kitchen. And I will see you guys in my next meal prep video. If you did like this video today and got some great ideas, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. And I hope you guys have a beautiful week. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.